camps in Santa Cruz, perhaps the first ever Oregon camp. I have to greet my namesake special.
There we go.
Hello, Dale.
Hi, Dale.
There aren't many of us, are there? Good thing. All right, look at this crew. Wow, this is so exciting to me that we have so many sweet servants and saints. Now, some of you have already heard their testimony. We threw it together, a video yesterday. I just had no time to be doing this, but I could not help myself. I drove around the county real fast, got some video snippets, and put it on a video. It's on YouTube now. About 12 of these folks sharing about their experience on camp, experience at camp. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of you because I know all of you have something precious to share. Among, besides the people from Bear Creek Church here this morning, we are very privileged to have again as guests Brent and Rachel Olstad and their family. I see Bryce and Stevie. Is Abel here with us this morning? Where's Abel? There he is. I didn't recognize that. A cool cap. The Olstads will tell you that it was a big group effort, but I will tell you that it was because of their vision and their energy and their spirit-sanctified enthusiasm that the Oregon camp last week occurred. And so we are especially grateful to Brent and Rachel for making that happen. God bless you guys. We really appreciate it. And all of it comes back to Bryce, as always, right? Okay, in a very real sense. Well, we want to hear from you guys. Let's take a few minutes and let me hear from you. If you can share one thing with people about Johnny and Friends, you meet somebody on the street, they say, "What'd you do last week?" And you say, "Well, I did this, and here's why it was so special or wonderful." What would you tell them? Come on, I got to be home by 1:30. All right, Fritz.
Morning. Just want to let you guys know I didn't want to go. I really didn't want to go.
How many of you did not want to go or were anxious about being there? Be honest.
I knew Dale's going to be there, so I didn't want to go. No, I'm going to make this really quick. Like I said, I didn't want to go. I got there, went into training, and my favorite line, I had a little 12-year-old. He told me about after 3 days that I had issues.
You're a discerning young man.
Yeah, exactly. No, the kid that we had, actually, he came with 5 other boys and sister, and so we didn't just have the 12-year-old, we had the whole family in a way, and it was just a blessing. Daniel and I had a great time, and I already told PD if we don't go to Brazil next year, we definitely want to go back to Johnny and Friends. It's been a huge blessing, and just so great to see you guys this morning. Thank you. And thanks, Bear Creek, for sending us.
All right. Yes, thank you. Does it seem weird to be in church and not have children streaming around the room with banners? And Eric, I saw you, where's Eric? Julie, I saw your husband grab your daughter as she went up to grab her ball on cue as we were singing, "To be happy in Jesus." You do not need to chase your little girl down after she is, when she's chasing a ball around the front of the room at Bear Creek Church. Because we love adore her. Okay, somebody else. Abby, what about you? You want to share about your week at camp? Come here. What was so wonderful about camp? Put that right next to your mouth and tell us.
Everything.
Can you boil it down to like one thing? Were you nervous about being there?
Yeah, really nervous.
Why were you nervous? Tell us why you're nervous.
I didn't know what to do. The training just seemed like, I don't know, what am I doing? But it was just really good.
So you were nervous at the outset, but how quickly did your nervousness go away?
The second day.
Did you meet your camper?
Yeah.
And you worked with your dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was fun?
Yeah.
What? Your camper is here. He's on the platform. He's headed out of the building. He's headed out of the building. Evidently, you've offended him in some way. Sometimes it doesn't work out. No, that's great. You guys had a wonderful camper. And Bryson and Aaron, his brother, you guys were there too. All right, somebody else. Tracy? Tracy and Dennis behind Lynn here were the medical staff at the camp. Tom and Debbie Eastwell. Our physician's assistant and our RN, Tracy.
I got to meet a man who selflessly takes care of his wife, who was in a car accident and is extremely disabled, and his little 4-year-old daughter. And when you first met this camper, she seemed overwhelming. It's actually Karen's camper. When she arrived, everybody was, they're hungry, she has to have her food blended, and it was like, ah! And later in the week, she was complaining that she was always tired, and I was able to give her an idea of maybe why she was tired and give her some. She asked me what foods help you get you sleepy, so I told her about turkey and warm milk. It was, I blessed her, but it was nothing. I got to help a visually impaired woman learn how to use her blood sugar meter better. And Gracie Patton smiled at me.
Wow.
Those were some of the highlights of my trip.
That's huge.
Since camp, I've been bugged by a verse in 1 Corinthians. It says, "For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know more fully, even as I have been fully known." I was able to spend less than 12 hours a day with my little 9-year-old camper, and the reason I say less than 12 hours is because the other 12 hours, Grandma took him back to his room. Grandma gave him his medication. Grandma got him down. Grandma got up in the middle of the night with him a couple times for hours at a stretch, and it made me realize that was only 4 days, less than 12 hours a day, that Grandma's and Mom have spent 9 years with him and working on a 24/7 basis, of which I'm barely able to see what goes on, that all the work that goes on with Mom and Grandma with their son. So that was a big challenge to me. Now, how am I, going to be an interface and involved in their life? I've got to be praying about what's the future could be.
Very good. Somebody else. Susan.
Well, I would piggyback on what Jim was saying, because I've been trying to put it into words of what it feels like to enter this culture. And it's like an immersion program. Like you're just in what we call normal, and we come to camp and we're immersed in a totally different culture. And it's an amazing and beautiful culture. And so we get just a glimpse, like Jim was saying. And so it does leave you wanting more. I think the biggest thing for me was the sense of being immersed into that culture, ill-equipped, but then God, the Holy Spirit, just completely filling you with this extra level of love and mercy for not just your very own little camper, and I happen to have Noah, the most adorable 2-year-old on the planet, but for every single person there. It's like you just have a connection of love and grace with every person there. It was absolutely amazing, and you learn a ton from people like that.
It's true.
Yeah.